Let us start our journey. So I have been saying you, please start applying the wisdom in daily life. But there is a couple of caveats behind that. By applying the wisdom in daily life in the morning, afternoon, evening, night, when the mood is upset, it's very easy to apply when you are already happy. But it is a challenge. We should apply this when the mood is upset, when we are anxious, then we are a seeker. Otherwise, you have learned intellectually, then you are more intelligent than me. Otherwise, also, you simply understand it. So you have a headache to make a choice to attend. Urgent calls, and you are attending the session. There is something that happens in your intellect in the mind, and it doesn't prevent you not to follow this wisdom which is lying in your intellect. You have a person with whom you have a jealousy and a hatred, and you apply this wisdom by thinking, speaking, and acting. Wisdom that you have learned. I believe everyone is listening to me, even whose videos are off. Start thinking, speaking, and acting Eastern wisdom all the time. Pass on this. That is the way you are passing on the wisdom to your honey, to your mom, to your dad, to your son, to your daughter, to your friends. Not by saying in the beginning that I am a teacher. The moment you say I am a teacher, they will remember your past and they will see, oh, you have done so many negative things against me, and now you are teaching me. They will always say to you, never claim to be a teacher. When you apply, you are working at different level. Then there is another problem. And from today, what we have learned is just a fraction of the entire Eastern wisdom. So when you apply, you are working at a different. Don't think that you are helping anyone. Never ever come to your mind. If it comes to your mind, you go back to the level one at the primary level. You are a non-seeker. Never ever think that you are helping yours. Ever always think that I'm helping myself. I'm evolving myself by expressing my life in this wisdom. You're helping and evolving your own mind. Until the time comes, you have a clear perception, you have a clarity inside 24 by 7. Otherwise, it will create a big delusion. Again, you will go down. I'm saying that you apply this Eastern wisdom all the time, 24 by 7. Now the time has come. But if you feel your mind, your thought, your speech, and action indicates that you are helping someone, you are already gone. You help yourself. You help yourself. Oh, just say, I have a thought. Oh, kindly reflect on it. I reflected and I found something good. Even in the midst of the challenges that you have in your relationship, in the world outside, in your profession, in your relationship with your son and the daughter, anything, anywhere. And gradually you will find that you are getting settled. You are applying. People around you find you are changing. They will point you out. Don't be egoistic. Appreciate them. Thank you very much. So once you are settled into that state, then yes, you can openly talk about it and you can start teaching this Eastern wisdom. But if you think that you can start teaching the Eastern wisdom uh, without reaching to that state where the delusion is yet to be yet to be completely removed. First nine factors. The world is suffering. If you don't get out of this, it will not work. I'm just a caution and it's a warning. And because of that, we should we should have this mantra before the in the beginning of every session. Just for the maybe you can fold the hand or you do not want to fold the hand. That depends on you. Just eyes are closed. Sarve Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. First line Om Sahana Vavatu. First line, mentally you are saying, even with eyes closed in the beginning, from the next session we will do it. Sahana Bhavatu, the first message, may we both be blessed. Both be blessed. Because we both are doing this self discovery. Then your shortcoming is mine, my shortcoming is yours. Your problem is yours, my problem is yours. Let me see. How can I help? How can I support? I have to get out of that idea of his selfishness. Sadhana may we enjoy both. Teacher should teach with the energy, and the student should learn with the same level of energy. No, no, I'm feeling sleepy. Okay, you go ahead. I will learn it again. It will not work. It has never worked. I have to maintain that level of the energy. Sahana Bhunaktu, the second message in the mantra, may we enjoy both. Teacher should teach with the energy, and student also enjoy learning. It has a clarity of purpose. The teacher, the seeker enjoys learning not for attendance purpose. It has a very deep consequences. Sahviryam karva vahe, active participation. I keep the selfishness inside and then I have an active participation. It will not work. I'll point you out. It will express itself. Look at the mantra. Sahviryam karva vahe. Intellectually, I absorb, I assimilate the knowledge with the active participation. I have a doubt, I have reason to ask the question and clarify. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. The fourth line, the fourth message, it said, may intellect remain alert, or mind or intellect remain alert, vigilant, and brilliant. Otherwise, it is clouded by the impure mind, agitated mind. And that is why we do not get the learning. Ma vidvisha vahi. Fifth line is very important. May we not have any misunderstanding. May we not have envy against each other, jealousy against each other. what happens. Otherwise, the communication is blocked. I can bet you 99% of our living in the world is guided by some or hidden form of the jealousy or likes and dislikes. A couple of people have stopped attending the session because of this. But can I speak at that moment? No. Now the time has come. Some people do not attend the session because they have the first, they don't follow the first one. Sahana bhavatu. We both be blessed. So they have a sense of ego. So you have to contemplate again and again and again. We'll talk about this selfishness in a different way. So may we both be blessed. May we both enjoy learning and teaching. We should have an active participation, means I'm attending with a purpose. And I have kept the purpose in my mind even while attending the session and listening to it. Let our intellect be alert and vigilant. It should bring the harmony. It should strike the harmony. It should find out how to strike the harmony by these principles. And we should not have any envy. We should not have any kind of misunderstanding. So, I'll continue to explain you this verse again and again. Normally, in the teachings of the Upanishad, the higher text, we start with this mantra. No, the moment my mind says I have a difference of opinion with you, so I have to examine my opinion first before I say that I have a difference of opinion. And then both the teacher and the student stick to this knowledge. The principle is this: let us move together to that knowledge. So then there is no envy, there is no jealousy. We both are learning, we both are listening. So it comes because of the attitude. And in these years, we have developed, we have reached to that level of an attitude. We have to examine again and again this attitude. So the four groups of suffering, four groups I have categorized. So even if you think and remember the four groups, the first group is the world is suffering. I explained you the RTT, I explained you the equation, and before that, we have undergone the entire process of understanding how the world is suffering. And once we understand, then we say, what is the remedy? The satsang is the remedy. Satsang is the remedy. We have understood. I have covered a couple of principles there. Then the realization is there. And then the reminder, you wake up in the morning, you have a headache, and you don't remember those principles. You have yet to become a higher level of a seeker. Understanding clearly that this is the body and I am not the body. And then appreciate, yes, body has a headache. And I'm separate from it. Then what will happen? You will still attend to the session. Like you have an extreme headache and you have a flight. You don't say, I have a headache, I will not catch a flight. Do you ever say? That level of awareness is required. We are talking of awakening. We're not talking of simple meditation, 1 minute and 5 minutes of meditation. That is simple. Everyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Even without without one has not done the practice, and you read the book, Google, and you say, okay, let us do the practice of meditation. It is possible. We are talking of awakening. Awakening means that I recognize that there is something in me which is not suffering. Only then it will work. Then only we can enter into the spiritual consciousness. Otherwise, it's just a play and a fun, in the society. It will not work in that. Think of this. Remembering the fourth group is very important. Remind, repeat, revise. And how you remind, repeat, and revise, you start living into that. Living means everywhere in the society, with the people, with person. Outer change is not there. Outer change is not there. Someone is not there, you shout, but without getting agitated inside. Master, you are an extraordinary person. That's why you are awakened. My master said, stop this nonsense. Only the ordinary people can awaken to themselves. Extraordinary people cannot awaken. Well, we have extraordinary people, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, they're extraordinary. Why extraordinary? Because that's very selfishness. It is deep rooted into the first group. If you look back into the 9 factors, you will recognize, oh, that is why I feel and I'm an extraordinary. So remember, samsara is dukkha, satsang removes the suffering, realization, I experience the change in my life. Changes indicates that, sufferings are getting diluted, dissolved, and then the self-remembering. Buddha said self-remembering is mindfulness. I categorize into the fourth group with the different steps. Once we understand self-remembering is mindfulness, we are already there. We are already there. We are already there. The last week, the last verse, Master says 5 practices should be regularly done in order to get out of the delusion at the subtler level, so that when you wake up in the morning, you remember. You remember. You naturally remember. Natural remembering means what? What is that? You wake up in the morning, you don't say, Vaibhav doesn't say that I'm a beautiful girl. It's a natural remembrance. It's a non-verbal. You're just aware. Krishna doesn't say that I'm a handsome boy today. It's not that. Natural, no? Are you understanding? Natural remembrance. There is a point of awareness is there. So that awareness tells, oh, hey, I am that. Then the life transforms. And then only the awakening takes place. So we have 5 groups of practices. One is known as the pranayama. Pranayama. Pranayama, you can say, it calms the mind and reduces the stress. That is what we understand. It improves your focus and the mental clarity. It also, we go for the benefit, enhances respiratory function. That is how we are driven too much by the scientific understanding. So it enhances your respiratory function and overall health. I want to purify the mind. My goal is the purification of the mind. Does the pranayama has to do with the purification of the mind? Answer is yes. It has 2 great benefits, according to Eastern wisdom. First, it gives you a remarkable focus inside to maintain that level of awareness. And second, it gradually starts dissolving the, uh, where it says in Sanskrit, it starts dissolving the layers of the ignorance, means impurity. That is the first group of practice. We will talk and understand in detail the import of the pranayama by our great masters. You'll be surprised. We will also understand the origin of prana in a brief session, not in detail. Second group is known as the pratyahara. Pratyahara or pratyahara simply means that you withdraw the sense organs from their respective objects. You look at something, now you like something, you are getting obsessed. How can you withdraw? You close your eyes, you stop looking, and still your mind has an image. What is this withdrawal? It disturbs you more. It disturbs you more. So we have to understand this pratyahara in two different practices. One is known as the sama, and other practices is known as the dhamma. In the sama, you take over the mind. In dhamma, you take over the sense organs. The beautiful these two steps. And we can say the normal benefit, it reduces the distractions in the sensory overload. You can say it develops inner awareness and introspection. It enhances the ability to focus and meditate. Pratyahara is very important, like the pranayama, the two practices. Third practice is discernment, is the key to it. If there is no discernment, if my intellect does not have a discernment, the power of discernment, nothing happens. Then I cannot separate real from the unreal. It develops wisdom and clarity. It cultivates detachment. It starts killing all the 9 factors that I have explained in the first group. The fourth is the japa. We'll talk about this mantra japa. Mantra japa, it is also known as the japa meditation. Normally, it is known as a repetition of a particular mantra in a specific way. We will go deeper into that japa. And the fifth one is the meditative states. So I recognize the different meditative states. I'm into this meditative state today when I wake up in the morning, and that continued for a longer period. Today, oh, that was disrupted, how it was disrupted, and that, you see, that is the inner journey. Pranayam, pratyahar, nitya anitya vivek, vicharam, japya samet samadhi vihanam. 5 groups of practice. 5 groups of practice. The prana works at, you have 5 layers. The way we define our anatomy, physical, purely physical. Physical means that I can perceive through the sense organ. What is then comes the subtler level, that is the prana. Then the third level is the mental level, that is also the subtler. Then comes the intellect, that is also the subtler. And then we have a causal level, the 5 layers of our existence. So here what we are tapping, we are tapping the second level, the pranayama. So body is very much at the physical level. Mind is very much at the subtler level. So this prana acts as a bridge between the body and the mind. And we have real life experiences. You need not to go to scientific laboratory to check it. Mind passes all its information to the body through the prana. Body passes all the information, good, bad, high, low, through the prana to the mind. How can you see that? You are angry. Where is your breathing? You start breathing fast. That breathing fast, and because of the anger, now that fast breathing is passing on the information to your body. So your heartbeat goes up, your face becomes red. Can you become angry with a deep, silent, slow breathing? Do this. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Try this. So the masters have understood that if you have, say, for example, this is 8 fingers. My breath is coming at the 8 fingers. If I say it is 12 fingers. So they have, in those days, they have measured that if it is during the sleep, the length of the breath is around 30, which makes you unconscious. And similarly, the body is exhausted. You have a heartbeat. You are jogging. Your heartbeat has gone up. Your pulse rate has gone up, and that message is sent by the prana to the mind, and then the mind says, "Now you are exhausted." Body cannot say, "I am exhausted." We will understand that pranayama in that context. Prana, the word prana means by which the living being is alive. So we differentiate between the prana and the breathing. Normally, we know that prana is known as the breath work. Breath is the manifestation of the prana. Light is the manifestation of electricity, but it is not prana. See other way. This week you contemplate about the prana. Wherever there is a movement and there is a change, prana is there. Earth is moving, prana is there. I am talking to you, prana is here. You are listening, prana is there. Think in that way. Is there any movement? Where there is a change, there is a movement. It is only happening because of the prana. Another meaning of the prana is one unit of energy, one unit of energy that manifests in the mind. It becomes the mental energy. That manifests into the body, it becomes the physical energy. That manifests into the intellect, it becomes the intellectual energy. That prana is all pervading. It means there is always a change in the world outside and inside in the body, mind, intellect, and ego. So prana is that force that affects the change. Change for what? Change is for evolution, but we take it otherwise because of the mind. So now we are entering into the uh, anatomy according to the Eastern wisdom. Prana is all pervading, simple thing. Where there is a change, I spoke something, there is a change. I felt something, there is a change. I am in stress, there is a change. I am in pleasure, there is a change. I am talking to you, there is a change. There is a blink of the eyelids, there is a change. There is movement of the earth and the solar system, there is a change. Prana is always there. Where there is a change, where there is a movement, prana is there. So we have not to restrict and limit ourselves, our understanding that prana is only in the living beings. Where there is a prana, that prana manifests because I have a developed mind. Plants have sensation. That's why we say, oh, prana is there, but prana is everywhere. We always talk about the prana is also in the food. So when we regulate that prana through the breath or through the mantra or through the meditation or through the change in attitude, it becomes the pranayama. I'm not talking about, what is that? Fire of breath or breath of fire. I have yet to remember those terms that I have learned here. So that we are going to understand. And then once we have a clear understanding, then we will have certain application. We will see how it works. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Place, position, posture. Sam sahana vavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karva vahi. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You're comfortable. I'm not explaining again. Once you listen to the talk and you keep in your mind being comfortable and being carefree. And now our Mangala Charan mantra Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Stage 1 Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Happiness is my essential nature. My essential nature is deep inside me, and it is also the essential nature of everyone. Now, when I start thinking, and when I say the happiness is my essential nature, and I'm attentive and the mind continues to move within, that movement of the mind within is the first aspect of the second practice, which I discussed briefly, is known as the pratyahara. So I'm conscious, I'm aware. By saying, may there be happiness for all, mind starts, the threads of the mind that is scattered outside, it starts moving within. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. May there be peace for all. Think. Our intellect should be vigilant, active, contemplative, and reflective. If it is not there, the journey will have many hurdles. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Completeness, devoid of delusion. Incompleteness, full of delusion. a sense of incompleteness in the mind. My mind cannot prevent saying that the world is the suffering. My honey causes me the problem. The world outside, country outside, city outside, nature outside, everything is a problem. Completeness, my mind is a problem. Sarvesham, Sarvesham, Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarvesham, Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam, may there be auspiciousness for all. Auspiciousness for all. In the second stage, pay attention. So, why I say you pay attention? Because when you pay attention, you will discover what the masters are talking about. So, what I say, you focus your mind, you look inside the space, you look inside the forehead in the space, and there you drop Om Shanti. So even by regular repetition, by dropping the Om Shanti inside, will act as a pratyahara because you have changed the attention and the focus of the mind. So Om Shanti continues. Now it is damn difficult. In the beginning, it is nearly impossible when you are breathing quick and fast into the chest. At the same time, you are doing Om Shanti. One is Om Shanti, very peaceful, and other is the haptic activity. It comes by the practice and also in the state of stillness in the body. So you are employing the first three groups of the practices in this kind of a breathing. So it is more than a pranayama. So looking deep inside the forehead in the space, be aware of the space, start dropping Om Shanti, stillness in the body, and start breathing quick and short breath into the chest. Now, again, in that process, you understand discernment comes. You are aware of the resistance. You bypass that resistance by endurance. And from endurance, you go to the joy of doing. Yeah, and if it is the joy of being, what a great step. Do you see, I included lot of practices. Not only it is breathing practice, you can say, it is pratyahara. It is also helping the mind to settle inside, even while you are doing an hectic activity of breathing. Your mind will learn it is possible to maintain the inner awareness separate when you are talking to your wife, honey, or talking to any person living in your professional life. That comes by the joy of doing at that stage. So that is why we have to do it for a longer period. Just continue. Resistance, kill the resistance by endurance. From the endurance, you move to the joy of being, joy of doing. Joy of doing goes to the joy of being. That takes time. If you say it can happen in a day, so when we have a flashes of a joy of a being, we can recognize our experiences as sattva guna. Now I'm adding, you see, so many principles together. Continue. You will instantly recognize you bypass the resistance, and from the resistance, you go to the endurance, and you say, yes, it is so easy. Let me continue. All the resistance goes away. Who recognizes it? Discernment. So we have already included. We have already included the mantra. Continue breathing. So it's not only the breathing, you already understand it, and Om Shanti continues. Just continue breathing. Continue breathing, dropping Om Shanti, stillness in the body you are aware of. And stop this first thing. Check that how the mind or the breath returns to its normal breathing pattern. The more you observe, better it is. And from the normal breathing pattern, you pay attention to the flow of the breath. What I have been talking about, the flow of the breath manifests the prana. It is the prana that brings the flow of the breath equal because of the mind is living inside. I know I'm using different sentences. I'll make it clear to you, and you will experience that. Oh, it is only because of this. So, the flow of the breath, you are paying attention. So, seamlessly from the flow of the breath, we move to now a mental level. We experience the entire body sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, inside calmness and quietness. Now make the relaxation, stillness, calmness, and quietness the fourth level. Relaxation at the level of the sensation or the body. Then comes the stillness at the surface mind. What is the surface mind? Surface mind, you claim that you have a lot of thoughts are coming and going. Now, when you say calmness, now you see, you realize thoughts are far away from you clearly. And then quietness, thoughts are there, but you are free from them. They are too far to disturb you. Peace is there when you are not at all concerned about anything happening in the world. So I'm just introducing, we will go a little deeper into it every. And now look at the breath again and start breathing deep, silent, and slow. You inhale into the belly, then into the rib cage, up to the throat, and you know consciously that there is no resistance. Breathing out from the belly first, then the rib cage, and you also, your mind says, no, I have an equal inhalation and equal exhalation. Now that flow of the breath is the inhalation and exhalation seems to be same, equal. And now, to sharpen the power of discernment and the focus, and want to keep the mind living within, what we do the moment you start inhaling, move the mind from the top center of the head inside into the spine, reaching to the tailbone, but you are singing mentally, Om Shanti, while breathing out from the tailbone, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So you see, you are aware of the deep silence, slow breath. You are aware of the stillness in the body. You are aware of movement of the mind. You are aware of the mantra. Can we say many layers of awareness? Yes. So this will help us to reach to the higher practice of pranayama. What is going to happen is that first indication uh, is that your rate of the breath per minute will drop. Normally, we breathe about 18 to 21 breaths in a minute if you are a healthy individual. And what is going to happen? Your breath rate will drop down. It may become 6 or 5 breaths in a minute. We need that. But we need that slowing down of the breath without any resistance of the mind. Oh, that is why we are doing it? Yes. Why? So that the last step we can be absorbed easily for a longer period. Now leave this practice and now start dropping the third stage. Start dropping Om Shanti on the 16 fingers. Here in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, mind is living within. From there, it looks at the point, the segment, and the finger, dropping Om Shanti, but you are not in a hurry. Om Shanti. So you already understand Om Shanti. All the sense organs continues to live in the mind. So that's why you're not dropping the Shanti with a touch. And that touch comes from the prana and the mind together. Now, moving the mind inside the cave of your heart, visualizing the equilateral triangle pointing upward, moving the mind with dropping Om Shanti on each side of a triangle clockwise and anti-clockwise. The moment you find, oh, the mind is sinking, long mentally long by which you push the mind deep inside the heart, cave of the heart. Find mind seemingly stops, drop Om Shanti, and then do nothing. Just do nothing. Yet, when the mind is distracted, gently return on the triangle, sink it, go back again. I'm here with you. I don't want to disturb you, anyone. You know you are holding the body, making an effort, torturing your body, or you are totally absorbed. So we have to notice these differences, these changes in order to progress. They are bound to happen on a given day with everyone, anyone. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences to enrich our knowledge. Are you Ashok?
Namaste, sir.
Hard time, namaste. Yes.
Sir, I am fine and quiet and cool and peace. And
Ah, good.
yeah, and I have no problem, sir. That's
No problem.
very good. Ah,
Very
thank you.
rare people say they don't have any problem. You are one of them. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. Thank you, sir. Um, Great lesson, great meditation. I always appreciate how you lay the foundation throughout the different lessons and then easily make it understandable to bring it all together again. Today's, in the beginning, I agree with you 100%. When you have the conversations and you speak the principles and the teachings and learnings that we've gained from the Eastern wisdom, it does help us individually transcend vertically on this journey. And I see that. However, on the other side of it is that there are very few people out there that actually want to hear what you want to say, because they're so focused on their moving horizontally, they don't get what this whole vertical growth that needs to take place. I find that when I discuss and say the Eastern wisdom, um, most people shut down at that point and don't want to hear it. So I've learned to preach the principles of the Eastern wisdom without actually referring to it as the Eastern wisdom, and keeping it short, and then realizing that, if they want to come on the journey, it's their choice. But as you know, most people don't want to come on this journey. But and that's their own time and place for that. But as far as my meditation goes, it was incredibly quiet. Everything was easy during the breathing. I felt a moment in which I was stopping. My breath rate started to slow down, and something took place that jolted me, and it like brought me right back into that cadence that I had from the beginning. Then again, it happened again during the slow when we did the full breathing. And then after that, there were thoughts that came into my mind, but the thoughts that came into my mind were only contemplation and reflection on today's lesson. It was nothing outside of that. So it was just a great experience. Thank you.
Beautiful. How many of you were really interested in continuing the journey for so long? That was the first question I'm asking to you, to you all, not only to the Stephen. So, in the beginning, never say it is Eastern wisdom. Don't you want to live in peace and happiness and calmness? Oh, yes, everyone. Who doesn't? Or do you want to live in peace 24 by 7? Is it possible? Oh, let us see. Let us contemplate. So, when Ishan, oh, okay, you have raised your hand, Ashok. Okay, by mistake. So, by mistake, we step into this journey. And when we realize that, then we realize, oh, now I'm becoming a seeker. And once you become a seeker, you don't want to leave. So in the beginning, even if you are saying, talking about, don't talk about it. Peace, happiness, love, and joy. And then you can give uh, what you say here, what we say that you give some kind of a shock gently. Is peace outside? Is happiness outside? That is, that should be the way we should be talking about. When you talk about that, then you will increase the number of people here. Stephen, I'll be a little bit more benefited. No, anyhow, I will talk about this horizontal and a vertical evolution of the consciousness, which is a great subject, and it has been in detail in our Upanishads. So I'm holding back. I'm not talking about that. You referred, maybe just because of your insight into this journey. Thank you. How are you, uh, David and Jay?
Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, the lesson for me, the word that I took away from and really focused on during the meditation was prana and the breathing, and just without an expectation of it. But when we were doing the fast breathing, when we came out of it, I just felt this huge expanse of space, and there was no boundaries, and the stuff out there, thoughts out there, but they weren't anywhere near me. It was like infinity kind of thing. So it was really a very peaceful meditation. And I do like the concept of the vertical and the horizontal. That is a really good concept. I'm going to reflect on some more. So thank you.
Yeah. We will talk about it. Yes, practice was really good. You know what happens in the journey on Saturday's sessions? We understand that we have to prepare a horizontal foundation first of our consciousness. We prepare the horizontal foundation while building the house. Then we go vertically. So there is a horizontal consciousness, and the horizontal consciousness means you move from outside to inside horizontally. So once you are inside your house, then you can go into your second floor, third floor. So normally people don't realize that first we have to prepare a foundation, move from outside to inside is horizontal movement, and then only we can rise in consciousness. Then only we can rise in from first level, lower level to the higher level, to the highest level, and to the top. Then, so when we say the vertical level of the kind, they are the different particular specific states of the meditation. But without horizontal movement, we cannot have any journey of any meditation or any awakening. I'm holding back. So that is all. How are you, Jerry? We'll talk about it.
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Really interesting with the sharings, because I didn't think about it as a horizontal or a vertical movement. That didn't enter my mind, but it did in a different way. So my mind looked at the pranic changes outside, and as Ashok said, I don't have any problems. Well, exactly, the pranic changes outside are not problems.
Yeah.
And then when we are the pranic changes inside are the opportunities to evolve. Pranic changes.
Yeah, you're right. You know, the horizontal and vertical.
The meditation was really deep, and it was as like during the pranayama. During that pranayama, there was just this hum of very distant thoughts that weren't at all. I couldn't. They weren't even. I wasn't able to even see them or understand them at all. It was just a hum. So it's nice and settled.
Beautiful. That is what I explained you. I gave a little bit of that horizontal view, that first we experience the sensation in the body. There the prana and the mind is there. Then we experience the relaxation, which is a horizontal movement. Then we go inside, we have a stillness. Then we further horizontal movement, it is calmness. Then further horizontal movement, that is calmness, quietness. After quietness, there is a peace. After peace, there is a silence. But hold on to the peace. Oh, I see the peace inside me. So can I see the peace outside also in every human being? If yes, I have dropped my selfishness. If I have not dropped my selfishness, one example, I'm just going. So that's totally another topic in the teachings of the Upanishads, which is a higher text. Hope we will take up some time. But one thing what Jerry is saying, that when there is a movement inside, which is known as the horizontal movement. The prana also moves with the mind. When the prana moves with the mind and you experience the kind of a quietness inside, your mind says, I have no problem. Your mind says, I have no problem. Think of it if you continue to live into that state. Outside, you have an extreme headache, but you are living inside. In the beginning, just imagine, and then we can realize it is 100% possible. 100% possible. So it means you have separated your body from the mind, body from the breath. Very good. Thank you. And how are you, Dennis?
Thank you. The meditation was peaceful and seamless. Breathing was equal. My focus was inside and thoughts were at a distance. And I really enjoyed the lesson and the explanation of prana. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You summarized every step, everything clearly. Beautiful. Oh, Brandy has already gone. Barbara.
The message is very, very deep for me. I felt as if I was suspended in space, and I lost just all connection to my body, and I feel amazingly calm.
Amazingly calm. Beautiful. Amazingly calm. Obviously, if the mind says, your own mind says, obviously, we are living into that state of the calmness. Beautiful. How are you, Christina?
I'm well, thank you. As soon as we started the breathing, I felt a complete clarity. I had woken up a few hours earlier than expected, and I have a completely different feeling in my body and in my mind from the breathing practice from the very moment that we started.
Yeah, it is the entire, all the steps, including the breathing. So ultimately what happens, we have to understand one thing, we have to leave all the practices. How can I live into meditation 24/7? For example, I'm saying. So by chanting mantra. Okay, how long you can chant the mantra? For how many years? So that very action part, the very effort part drops by deeper understanding, by going deeper into the state of meditation, then knowledge prevails. Knowledge, what is knowledge prevails? Consciousness prevails. What is that consciousness? You live 24/7 into that state. Do you need it to do any practice to go into meditation? No, I'm already into that. So gradually all the effort ceases to exist. That is what Buddha says, mindfulness or higher meditative state. Oh, Vaibhav. I was just trying to leave that. Oh, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. The practice was good, calm and peaceful.
Calm and peaceful. Beautiful. Please try this week with understanding and the meaning of this mantra. From the next session, we will chant the mantra all together first before we will start the session. That is all for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaste.
He has already left it here. I wanted to say he should not have any problem from today. That is good.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.